My 21 female boyfriend, 25 male, is paranoid and imagining that I'm trying to baby trap him.
My boyfriend of 18 months comes from a religious family, and I do not. The first 6 months of our relationship was a secret as he hid it from his family because I would apparently make him look bad to them and also his friends, who are also religious, because apparently I don't look religious. His exact words, hilarious since he was being serious. We've been having sex since the beginning of our relationship and I knew from our first time that he wasn't a virgin even though he tried to claim that he was.
I later found out he had previous girlfriends, which he also denied, but the evidence is irrefutable. Long story short, recently he's become extremely paranoid that I somehow have been messing with his condoms and not taking my birth control.
For example, about a month ago he came over and started looking through my birth control pill box and said that I wasn't taking them because there's too many left. Even when I showed him my prescription pickup date, he didn't believe me. Then when I went over to his place, he started a fight by accusing me of sabotaging his condoms. Wish I was joking, because apparently the box looked like it had been messed with. Even thought the fucking things are sealed, which makes no sense.
So he ended up throwing them away and went to the store to buy new ones before we finally did it. I don't know if this is mental problems forming or what.
This paranoia of his is completely unwarranted and seems to be getting worse. I'm just confused about why he would be so obsessed and concerned with this.
What do I even need to start to do with this? You should have left when he showed signs in the beginning by judging your looks on top of lying about his past. He seems to have some type of mental issues. You're only 21 years old. I think you should talk to him about things and suggest therapy.
If he is unwilling, then you should leave.
He seems very unwell to me. What do I even need to start to do with this?
Prove to him that you're not trying to baby trap him by dumping him and then block him.
Problem solved. He's only using you for sex anyway.
Sad face.
Girl, he's been showing red flags since the beginning of the relationship. Why are you dealing this?
Bro, come on. Read what you just wrote.
Read it again. Until you truly get it. So he ended up throwing them away and went to the store to buy new ones before we finally did it.
Why would you sleep with him after his stupid tantrum?
He was too embarrassed of your relationship to tell his friends and family about you until 6 months in. And he lied about his sexual history.
That should have been enough to convince you that this guy isn't mature enough to have a serious relationship.
Whatever bizarre behavior he's exhibiting now is just the icing on the cake. You're only 18 months in. Do you want to deal with this idiot forever?
Is it normal to hate myself, M24, so much, I cannot be intimate with my F24 girlfriend?
My girlfriend is beautiful. But I'm too terrified to engage in intimacy with her because I find myself disgusting. I hate everything about myself. I've recently gained a lot of weight and I have never found myself to be attractive. She's way outside my league and I've always known this, and I know she likes me a lot. I'm her best friend. But I am too ashamed to have sex with her. I also have horrific performance anxiety. I sometimes finish way too fast or way too slow. And my sex drive is basically non-existent, maybe due to my meds. She's so beautiful and attractive, but I'm afraid I make her feel neglected. It's shameful and it makes me want to die. Sometimes I just lay here in agony because I feel like the worst boyfriend ever. Is this normal?
Does anyone else experience this? How can I fix this?
Therapy. No, try therapy. Really, she likes you, relax. Learn to replace those irrational negative thoughts with positive ones based in the reality of her liking you.
Why fuck around? Be a better friend to yourself. Carmen Lupertazzi.
I understand you're insecure, but I swear, girls don't care about your belly fat or anything.
If she's attracted to you with clothes on, she will be attracted to you without clothes on as well.
A lot of girls love pudge and wrinkles. What matters is that a man makes us feel sexy. Focus on her and her body. I promise she's loving yours and all its imperfections. If you get nervous and want to stop after you start, that is also totally okay. If she's as lovely as you describe, she will completely understand. Also, I feel like there's a misconception about guys finishing too fast. Just invest more time in foreplay. No girl wants a dick hammering her out for a full 20 minutes. It gets really uncomfortable. Communicate all of this with her.
If she's a good one, she won't make you feel bad about it and will even try and figure out ways to help.
It sounds like you have self-esteem issues.
As long as they aren't causing you to be paranoid around little things or mean in any way, then you can still be in a relationship and it be a good one. If she decided that the performance issues are too much of a problem, then that is okay and allows you space to work on you. If she's willing to work with you, then that means you have someone to help you with that process, so you will have support.
It's a win-win, to be honest. Work on loving yourself. I am doing the same. My husband has been really supportive during the process.
Get professional help.
And don't drag her through it with the sex. You should get help before you enter into a relationship. It's horrible to be on the other side of this.
Don't think you're not worth anything because of sex. You're worth everything and you just need to heal and also not rush into things.
Just an opinion. She's your best friend and you're hers.
Sex can be different from lovemaking.
Making love is a celebration of feelings of affection.
Just start with getting in bed and cuddling, then move on to cuddling naked.
She loves you. She sees love. Let her know your concerns.
Be open and honest and let your love for each other to guide the way. And definitely get some therapy. Why can't I 23M finish while I'm inside of my 28F girlfriend? I, 23M, have been dating my 28F girlfriend for about 2 years. After about 6 months, we had our first experience in her own car. It was her idea and I was okay with that. Back then we used a condom and we've been using them for all over our first year together.
It wasn't an issue back then. I was able to finish and according to her she was also able to finish. Recently we have decided to stop using condoms since we've been together long enough for her to trust me.
It does feel good and again according to her she doesn't really have any issues with reaching her orgasm most of the times. However, I am the problem here. I don't know why but I can't seem to be able to finish anymore. I usually start on top and continue until I get the feeling that I'm about to finish. The feeling however lasts forever. I get that tingling sensation but it just doesn't go anywhere. With the tingling sensation, it comes also the numbness of my legs so I usually just warn her and she gets on top.
At that time, I'm usually able to finish but only when she's on top.
Now, she has been very supportive about it. She constantly reassures me that it's not an issue and that it makes it easier for her to reach out to her orgasm but I feel like I should be able to finish while I'm on top. It makes me feel like I'm selfish. Just a couple hours ago she had an idea. She would start on top and when I was close I was going to switch and get on top. It seemed like a good idea and I agreed. Just an hour ago, we had it. As usual we had started just fine with us cuddling, kissing and such until we removed our clothes and started to do it. The moment I began to feel like I was close, I told her and we switched.
I began to thrust and it was going well apparently. The feeling was getting stronger and I genuinely felt like I was going to do it this time. But no. I kept going for almost half an hour and then my legs were hurting like hell. She agreed to stop and she also told me that I could finish by touching myself. And that's the worst part. It took me nearly 15 minutes. Fucking 15 minutes. She must have thought that I was a liar or something. I've never felt like this, like a piece of shit. She didn't question it, she didn't say anything but I'm sure she felt like I was making fun of her. And I hate it.
Do you guys know any remedies for this issue? Do you know any reason why I can't seem to be able to finish? Have you recently started taking any antidepressants or anti-anxiety meds? A potential side effect is inability to finish. It's not erectile dysfunction since you can keep an erection. It's just finishing. See your physician to rule out anything physical or neurological. Numbness in legs is not usually a feature of sexual pleasure or orgasm.
I had this problem too. I thought it was 'cause I was kosher, but it's just a performance thing. For years it affected me, riddled it down to the fact I watched a lot of porn. So maybe, try and imagine that fantasy in your head, slow it down. It's not a race and it's always good to be a silver medalist, and don't think too much into it. Affirm you're gonna do it. Don't think of the negative. And failing that, be open and honest with what you like with your partner heart. Are you subconsciously worried about pregnancy? The subconscious is a very powerful thing. I imagine it's probably a mental block thing if I had to guess. Go back to using a condom and if you can finish again like before then it's 100% just mental. I get the get on top thing. I couldn't last for more than a few seconds with my girl on top.
Different sensation and definitely helps.
Try lazy sex, that one is easy to finish in as well.
Is my 18F, BF, 19M oversharing to his friends?
Hi.
I am 18F and he's 19M. He added me to his and his friends' Discord group recently, filled with mostly guys from the ages of 17-20, and one girl whom I don't really talk much to anyway, and I got curious if he ever talked about me to them, so I searched it.
And I saw a few things. I want y'all to rate my girl, like an honest rating. I think she cute, but like I gotta make sure I ain't trippin', he says.
Is this really normal? Do guys ask their friends to rate their girlfriends' looks like that?
And they were all like, I have a right not to rate. And one said, does it really matter how she looks like as long as she makes you happy? I honestly don't know how I feel about this. Does he have doubts that I am not attractive and he wants reassurance from his friends that I actually look good?
He told them some other couple of things, like how he asked ChatGPT to create a compliment-filled paragraph for me, which I actually cried to, by the way. But now that I know it's actually fake, I am just upset at myself for falling for it. He's very good with words. The way he speaks is like poetry, filled with color and emotions.
And sometimes it really frightens me because he could be lying about things or ask ChatGPT what to say instead.
I am starting to doubt the things he says about me.
Another one was where he told them that he now can't open his messages because I sent him nudes.
The dictionary meaning of a nude is a naked human figure as a subject of photography, etc.
And mind you, they were not nudes, I had every intimate part covered. He did not show them to his friends, fortunately, and my face was covered anyway. I just don't see why he has to say those.
Is he just bragging about it? That he got nudes from his girlfriend.
Is that normal? I know he has more group chats with them which I am not a part of, but that's because it's for games and it's with other people.
Still, I am terrified of what he might be saying in the other group chats or in the calls he has with them.
I am not used to talking about these sort of things with my very close girlfriends, but maybe he is.
But I never asked them to rate his looks. I know for a fact that he's attractive. I don't need other women to tell me that he is.
I never asked ChatGPT to create a compliment-filled paragraph for him. They were all my own words. Even if it may not be as good as his, I still poured all of my feelings into it.
And I never ever told them that he sent me nudes, because I believe only the couple in question should know about it. Thank you for spending time to read this. I really would appreciate any sort of feedback or comments regarding this.
Please feel free to ask questions, by the way.
Your boyfriend is oversharing to his friends. One of the stupidest things to do is send nudes. He will share eventually.
He's very insecure. Needs the approval of his friends that you're attractive? Can't even write his own compliments? And he has to parade that you send him nudes, which technically aren't even nudes? You know who he reminds me of? George from Seinfeld.
It's less that he's oversharing and more so the fact that he apparently doesn't give that much of a fuck about you. He had ChatGPT write you a paragraph of compliments?
Bro, I would dump him for that alone. Dude, here, the rating thing strikes me as insecurity.
His friends handled it well.
The nude thing is bragging, flexing.
It's oversharing, but not to an extreme. It seems important to him that his friends think he's cool. That's immaturity, but the only real fix is to date older guys, which comes with its own set of problems. A perfectly mature 18-year-old is pretty rare. He's an immature boy who doesn't respect you as a human being or care about your feelings.
You'd be better off with no boyfriend than a crappy one.